Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. If you don't know me, now you know. So I just had it on me right now to talk about the process. You have to trust the process. And I'm just gonna say whatever's on my mind, okay? I could talk about this for hours. I feel like if I just let myself go, I'm just gonna keep going about it. But I have realized that I have a very distinct cycle and process. And I just noticed that when I'm up, I'm utilizing it a lot more. Like I've realized so that whenever I'm down, not really down, just like resting, I'm not done up. I don't have my makeup done. I don't have my hair done. Like I'm not on my one top, like how I feel right now. Like I am learning to utilize my time when I feel really good to do the things that I know that are going to make me feel really good when I'm like in my resting state. And both are so important. Both are super important for for your whole entire process. You need both. You need the times when you're super productive and you need the times when you're resting. And that's where, for me, that's where I get a lot of my like thoughts and like my notes. Like I take notes all the time, and that's another part of my process is I like journal and I write, and I like to get it down on paper because I feel like I like keep it in my head, and then I my mind is going like a million minutes, like a million minutes, a million miles per minute, and I feel like I don't want to lose the thought. But then, like, for instance, like I sat down, I'm learning to also let myself flow. Like for this video, I obviously didn't take any notes on it. It just was something that I was like, I've been creating content today and adding to like my vlogs that are kind of like longer vlogs. And I went to lunch with my parents today, and I just had a lot of time to reflect, and I've been really like in the motion. So I just felt like overall, like the process is really sticking out to me. And I I've been reflecting a lot on myself, and so it's just something that's like really sticking out to me. So I thought I'd hop on and talk about it. And so everybody's process is going to be different, and that process doesn't even like have to include anything like what I'm talking about. Some people love being super active and like super on 100 all the time and all these things like that. And um I don't know how that would feel, because I've always kind of had this like on and off kind of like way of life, and maybe that's just my process right now, and of course it might shift, and so everybody's stages are different. And then you kind of like, I feel like what I'm doing is a lot of motivational people that I've seen talk, and they're just like, you have to be that person. You have to wake up and dress and move and be that person that you want to be. And I'm doing that more often than not. So I don't know if I'm going to like always stay in that state. So I don't basically like, I don't think anyone should put themselves down if you're not in that state of mind or in that part of the process. And like I said, like it takes both. Like you wouldn't know you wouldn't know the light unless you seen the dark. So like you don't grow and have character and have lessons learned if you've never been through anything. Like when, oh man, the most inspirational stories and the most like genuine, like I feel like, are people that have been through some stuff, and you wouldn't even tell, you wouldn't even know that they've been through anything, and then they tell like a part of their story, and it's just like, wow. Like, and I genuinely feel like I have that. Like I have not talked about a lot of things that and I think, you know, and I would like to say that I'm really open and I want to be very open with things, and I'm just trying to filter through and see what it is I want to share, and how I want to share it, um and if I've already processed through and what it is I want to, um you know, what lessons are important here, because I don't want to just share a story about my life and it just be that, like, now you know I've been through this and this and this, but what did you learn? What am I gonna basically pass down, whoever's watching this, like, what are you gonna learn as well? Because maybe so that you don't go through it, or if you're going through it currently, you don't, you know, you have some sort of guidance, something to, because I mean, I watched a lot of, when I was going through my stuff, YouTube was my thing. Like, I think I self therapied myself 100% with YouTube. Like, I mean, it's amazing. Honestly, we live in such a great time where you can do that. But also, that's part of my process. I self healed myself. Um, but not everyone would even know where to start, or would even like want to do that. It's like, you know, everybody's been through different things. It's hard. Maybe you need a therapist, you need someone to speak to, or whatever. And but I definitely like I just I find psychology fascinating, and you know, I think I just self-taught myself a lot of things, and reflected a lot, and that was my process, was to do that. Instead of, I'm very, I guess I am kind of like closed off, because I don't really talk about things a lot. I dealt with a lot of things myself, and not a lot of people know exactly what I've been through. So I processed it internally, and it definitely is. I definitely appreciate that about myself, and yeah, so I just thought I'd get on here and just, you know, you also to trust your process. Like, in the moments when you're really down and you're questioning whether you're doing the right thing, or you are where you're supposed to be. Like, your story is unique to you, and you are placed exactly where you need to be to learn exactly what you need to learn. Now, whether you want to repeat those cycles all over and over and over and over a lot is up to you, because we can see a situation and you know that it's not good for us, and step away immediately, or we can, I mean, we're human. We love to stay longer in situations than we should. And we learn the same lessons over and over again until we get it, because we're hard headed. And I don't want to be that anymore. I do not want to be hard headed. I want to be um, clear minded and go with the flow and understand and see what works for me and what doesn't, and take those steps and move forward in that way instead of fighting it. Like, I, well, you know, everything that happened um, was meant to happen the way that it took it to bring me to this point, right? To give me things, give me golden nuggets to feel the need to come and share them. Um, I've always wanted to have like a YouTube channel to do this, and I feel like this is also another process that I am utilizing for my own mental health. This is a beautiful way to engage with other people that are on your same, like, your wavelength, because you're going to attract people that are into the same things as you, that like your vibe, that are like supporting you. And I definitely have been getting that. So this is like a very big way for me to have my process run. It's just a part, I feel like it's literally a part of what I'm supposed to be doing. And so it's just crazy how it really can like it's just like infinite like this is for that and that's for this. Like your struggles happen so that you can learn the lessons so that you can become what you need to become. It's just like crazy when you really look back on what you've been through. And I'm definitely going to share a lot more. It's just obviously, like I said, it's a process and you have to trust your process and there's a time and a place and a purpose. It's just maybe the people that are not the people that are supposed to hear certain stories and certain things are not here yet. They're not watching my stories yet. They're not watching my videos yet. So I have to maybe get to that point. I mean, that just came to me right now. So possibly I have also maybe a lot more reflection to do before I can reach a certain amount of people, so that I'm not giving poor information or poor advice. This is really just coming to me now. So it's all a process, and I'm really excited to share it with you and really have like a very big, I feel like, transformation from when I first started to who in another year, the end of this year. Like I don't know what that's gonna look like. I mean, I have like a mindset of like what I want it to look like, and I hope it surpasses that. So I'm just really excited, and I hope that like I am inspiring and motivating my supporters and my you know followers to do the same, and we can reach our goals and we can have milestones that we are capable of meeting. And even if they're not huge, and it's not doesn't have to be the same as mine, but like everybody's, like I said, everybody's is different, and yours could be drinking more water. That's honestly same. Like, but everything adds up. Everything that you do counts towards your progression. Like, and you just have to trust that in the time and space that you're in and what you're doing is going towards your progression, even if you feel like it's kind of like every time I ever went through anything, I always laid on this analogy, and it was, like when you have a bow and arrow and you pull it back, like anytime that I felt like I was pulled back from my goals, from my dreams, and like I was lacking or I felt depressed or anything bad was happening, I felt like it was just pulling me back so that you can like really zoom in on what your goals are. Like sometimes you move a little too fast and you lose sight of what you really want. But if you have a moment to sit there and really analyze and be like, well, I'm glad that happened because then I was able to sit here and what do I really want? Like, for instance, personally, when the pandemic happened, I was on my way. Like, I came from San Francisco. I was an assistant to a very well known salon owner. He had two large salons on one on Union Square and one on Potrero Hill. I was his assistant. I was building my chair. I was doing very well for myself, and I was headed towards like having full clientele, and I would have been making like very good money. And because it's so expensive out there, like the rent for the booth was like 2 grand. Rent for an apartment, I'm sorry, for a room in an apartment was 16, 17 in the ghetto. Okay, I'm gonna go, I'll talk about all my experiences later, but so when the pandemic happened, I had learned so much from San Francisco and working as an assistant to him that I came back. Events happened, and that I ended up coming back to my hometown, and I started working at a salon in the larger city near where, like, I live in a really small city, so, and I love the larger city, and uh, I basically was building. I knew what to do. I knew how to do it. I saw it from the inside out. I saw what he did, and I knew how I helped him do it. I was his right hand, like one of his right hands. He had multiple assistants. It wasn't just me that he paid out. We weren't even doing clients yet. He paid out every week, $1,000 a week minimum, and he had like three of us. Okay, we're talking big. Okay, it's crazy to think about. And so I learned a lot over there. So when I came back, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this. Like, I know I can open my own salon. Like, I'm gonna do this. Like, this is, I already know how to. Then the pandemic hits. I was working for like 2, 3 months, and then the pandemic hits. And I was like, bruh, like, I had this in the bag. Like, I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to buy a car. Like, I already knew I was already up there. I knew I hit the ground running. Like, as soon as I moved back, I started working that Monday. Like, on my birthday, even. I think I worked like on my birthday. I was like, no, I'm not playing. I'm not skipping any days. Like, we're working. Like, this is what we're doing. And I built it up, and then the pandemic happened. And you know, I was, for a long time, I was very upset that, because I felt like, man, like, what is it gonna take? Like, I've been doing hair for so long. Why is it like, it's just not meant for me? It's so easy for me to do. I say yes to clients at any time, any turn, drop of a dime. If someone hit me up right now and told me, hey, tomorrow at 6 a.m., can you do my hair 45 minutes away in the morning? Can you come and do it? Yeah, let's do it. Like, I would, because it's easy money. I know how to, it's easy. The business is easy. It's not hard. I know how to do it. It's just, it's not meant for me. And I needed that, like, the rug to be pulled out from under me, because I was going so fast. Like, I just was, so many things had happened around that time that I was just success. Like, for me, whenever whenever bad things happen, I use it as fuel to just focus in and make my family proud, make myself proud, better myself. I do those things. But so at that time, I was just like, relationship ended. My brother passed away. I moved to another place. So I had three things on me. I was going through a divorce, grieving my brother, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. All those things made me want to push. And so I was going really fast, but it was like, but you're going for the wrong thing. So it was the perfect timing for me for the pandemic, because I was able to sit back and really realize what it is that I really want to do. Now, at that time, I really didn't, I could have utilized all of the pandemic to make videos, and I didn't, because I didn't process. I was still in the thick of my process of going through all of that. I was in the struggle bus. Like, I will talk about more of that later, but like, there was no way that I would have good advice for anybody. Yeah. So, but now, was that 2, 3 years later, 2019, 2020? Yeah, 3 years later, so much wisdom, so much advice, so much understanding, so much reflection, so much, and I have a lot more to go and a lot more to do, but definitely a lot more growth than I was then. So now I'm doing YouTube, and this is what I really want to do. I know it sounds crazy, I know, and that's why I don't promote it to anybody. I don't promote this to anybody. I'm telling you, like, I don't. I hid this. I hid it from. I barely told my boyfriend. When I was about to reach 100 subscribers, I was like, all right, like, I started, like, for real. I started posting and I had like 30, like 25 subscribers. And then I started growing on my own, not telling anybody, not posting it on my social media, not telling my friends and family, not telling anybody, nobody. Everybody that's following me right now is complete strangers, unless somebody found me from through my bio on my Instagram. But I built this far with telling nobody that I knew. I just went full force on faith that I could do something. So now that once I reached 100, I felt like, oh, that's a cool number. Like, it's not no 10, you know what I mean? Like, I'm actually doing it. Like, it's in the process of happening. So when you go to tell somebody, it's like, you can't knock it, bro. Like, I literally, like, I'm doing it. Like, it's happening. It's just a matter of if you calculated that and, you know, how many videos it took me to calculate that many, to sum up that many subscribers, then I just have to multiply it and then to get my goal, if that makes sense. So I just have to keep going. That's how I see it. I just have to keep going. And so I barely told my boyfriend, like 2, 3 weeks ago, maybe. And since then, since I told him and I've kept going, I've been doing like 3 videos a week. For like since then, I just kind of like upped it. Um, I think I'm almost at 200. So yeah, I'm just super thankful that like everything happens for a reason. I'm telling you, everything happens for a reason. And the only thing you have to, maybe if you're in a dark place, if you're in that mode of like, oh man, this is just the rug is pulled out from under me. I'm not doing what I want to do, or what I thought I was gonna do, what I thought I wanted to do just got like taken from me. And so now I don't know what I'm gonna do. So that's your opportunity to just trust the process and know that God has something better for you. And everyone kind of like knows, like there's always something that you don't want to tell anybody. It's the thing that you don't want to tell anybody, that because you don't, it's so fragile and something you really, really want to do, and you're embarrassed to tell them because you don't want to get it shot down because it's just a little baby. It's just a baby. And you don't want to tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. That's another thing. Do not tell anybody what you want to do. Just do it. Do it. So, because if they're going to sit there and say, well, it's not going to work, it's working. What's not working? Tell me. Because I'm doing it. What's not working? That's crazy. You're not working. Okay? Anyways. Anyways, I just, yes, that felt really good to me to share this little bit, and I can't wait. I hope you enjoy this video and my new little mic, because I got this for you guys. Yes, it's on. Yeah, I got this for you guys. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back shortly with some more goodies.